to help you embrace. No more relying on pills they don't know. She's got the strength to help you grow. Feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Medicine shelves are emptying out. Finding real strength, that's what it's about. No more prescriptions tying you down. With Shayna's help, you'll wear the crown. Ladies, hear the call, it's time to rise. Shayna lifts the veil, opening eyes. No more shadows breaking your day. With her wisdom, fight pain away. Broken paths don't mean you're lost. Shayna shows to bear through the cost. Healing hearts one smile at a time. With Shayna, you'll shine forever and feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Finding the strength deep inside. Shayna Melissa takes us on this ride from suffering to a life so free. Her healing touch, she'll set you free.
Hey, hey, hey! Today we're talking about the raw truth of medicine, the new food pyramid that's upside down. Raw milk is back, and less of these is more. I am Shayna Melissa Stockman, a nationally board certified nurse practitioner and registered nurse for over 33 years now. That empowers mostly ladies to get and feel better while reducing or often eliminating their signs, symptoms, autoimmune flare ups, and reliance on medications. But before we get started, for those of you who missed my live in person New York event yesterday, we have something coming up just from you that you can do from the comfort of your couch. So, if you're ready to feel like your much younger self, maybe pop some less prescription pills, get that pep in your step back, more energy, less brain fog, then join us for this live Reclaim Your Life Super Workshop. Not a 5 day challenge or a 3 day challenge, not even a 3 hour. It's a power hour. You can mark your calendars for Wednesday, February 11 at 7 p.m. EST, but you must register to reserve your seat. They are limited. There is a no cost and a level up to VIP experience option. You can just scan that QR code or go to worldwellnessexpert.com to claim your no cost or level up to the VIP experience. Then mark your calendar for February 11th at 7 p.m. EST. And most importantly, show up. So I know some of us are still trying to recuperate from finishing the year, right? And maybe those New Year's resolutions, and I don't know how they're working out for you. But here is some of the top reasons that people have been getting sick, and I want to help you overcome. Sometimes we're traveling, we're going through those body scanners or the court system with radiation. We're worried about finances, overspending, who's sick, viruses, plane rides where we're going through that body scanner, opt out of those. Maybe you're having a couple glasses of wine to relax and you're sleeping worse, less quality sleep. You're waking up exhausted, just stressing to the max. So I want to help you overcome that. Now, what I noticed is, and maybe we can look at this next photo here, and then we're going to get more into the raw truth of medicine. This next picture says, this boss is saying to the employee, why do you get sick only on the weekends? And the employee is saying, maybe it's my weakened immune system. Ha 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 ha. So, weekend could be weekend immune system or weakened immune system. All right, maybe my deliverance could be a little bit better on that one. But I want to help you with some good news because there's way too much negativity and bad news in the world. So we're going to share some good news. One is congratulations for being here, showing up. And I thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, if you haven't already, click that like heart, comment that you're watching it, where you're tuning in from. Click share button, please, please, please. It supports us at no cost to you, but it helps our message be shown to you better and to more viewers. So I wanted to let you guys know about a big talk I did just yesterday in Long Island, New York. We talked about unveiling the truth, a nurse practitioner's insight into medicine, these and autoimmune, living longer, healthier longer, and how. And normally, my live in person talks, I speak raw, honest truth, uncensored. I don't have to worry about filters or anything. But because we also live streamed it and recorded it, I had to use prompts like this instead of saying keywords. So I wanted to give a very special shout out to the president of American for Legal Reform, right there, and right there. So I wanted to give a very special shout out to the president, Gary Jacobs of American for Legal Reform. He had caught one of my prior talks with our prior legislator, Steve Levy, and book signings. He's like, I want you to tell the raw, honest truth to my group, Americans for Legal Reform. And the founder, Carl L, we shall say, invited me to give this talk at a auditorium that held 200 people, where I told the raw, honest truth, uncensored, unfiltered, not like here. So I want to thank them very much and thank our sponsors and thank all of those that turned out, listened to me for an hour. Then we did a live Q&A session and then book signings. And then there was people that waited outside to get their book signed and to ask me more questions. So thank you guys. Thank you to Gary Jacobs, who's the founder of Scoochie Pets, for being a sponsor for this event and supporting to give out some of the books to the attendees. And thank you guys who attended for making me feel like a rock star. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what? If you guys want to hear me at a place by you, connect me with a local association, a conference, an upcoming convention. I'll be glad to come do a talk, a Q&A, followed up with some book signings. So, moving right along, here's some keywords that are crossed off because when we say them, we get in Facebook jail when we say words like this, okay? So, and words there in the red that are crossed off. So the best thing you can do is make sure you follow me everywhere because if I'm blocked on one social media, then you can follow me on the other. So if you're on YouTube, click that subscribe button. If you're not, its YouTube handle is at Shayna Melissa. Please make sure you're like, follow, subscribe, share this. And then also definitely follow us on all social medias, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Rumble, all of them. And most importantly, subscribe to our newsletter because I control that and I can make sure you get the information from being blocked. So just go to worldwellnessexpert.com and click the contact us tab and submit your email so you'll start getting our newsletters with exclusive invites, special savings. So this way, if I say keywords like this and you don't see me on whatever platform you're watching me right now, you'll still get my newsletter. So thank you for subscribing. Ding! Woo! Got another subscription. And here's our website. It was just revamped. Please visit it. And that's where you can subscribe at no cost to get our exclusive invites, freebies, special savings, World Wellness Expert. com. It's all new. I hope you like it. I took out a lot of the fluff. It's just the stuff. A lot of things on this website are clickable. So even though they might not say it, if it says, hey, watch her Shayna Show live, you can click there. Or join her live Reclaim Your Life Super Workshop. You can click there and reserve your no cost or VIP seat right while you're there. All right. And I weigh it. Okay. And or click the contact tab and get our newsletter. And on the contact tab, there's that little link tree link that goes to a lot of my upcoming offers. So just go to worldwellnessexpert.com, click the contact tab, look for that little green symbol link tree, and it has everything right there. You can see all our magazine articles, the lovely, beautiful Kudos magazine. Get a complimentary copy while you're there. All right, moving right along. We're going to talk about the real, honest truth. And we are going to start off with this. Right there. Also, follow us on the business page on Facebook. The business page, it's World Wellness Expert. So it's facebook.com/World Wellness Expert. Please, please, please follow us there because a lot of you are befriending me on my personal page where I don't always share wellness tips and live streams and special events. So make sure you're following the business page. So if you're on Facebook, at the top search bar, click in World Wellness Expert and click that follow button and set to get notifications. All right, moving right along, we talk about the raw, honest truth about things like this. Now, check out this next photo. A picture sometimes speaks 1,000 words. Now, I've been a registered nurse well over 33 years and a nationally board certified nurse practitioner coming up on 30 years now. And in 1986, this top diagram shows you how many of these a newborn would get. Look at that, a couple folios and 3D tabs, okay? Now look at that bottom picture in 2025. That same newborn baby, look how many they're getting. And sometimes, depending on if they get the annual flu or the annual Rona, they might be getting up to 73 of these, and depending on their state mandates. So I want to show you there's a lot of things I can't say here. So if you're in New York or whatever state I'm giving a live talk in, make sure you catch them. And you can catch the replay of my live talk from yesterday actually on the YouTube, Shayna Melissa. But look at this picture right here. That baby, when I first started practicing, a newborn only got a handful of these. I can literally count on one hand pretty much how many they got before kindergarten. And look at that newborn now. It's out of control. Now, I'm not telling you I'm opposed to these, but I'm for pro choice. You deciding what your baby needs and doesn't, especially if they're extremely low risk. So, for instance, the Hep B. I can count on one hand in my 30-year healthcare career how many patients I've ever heard of with Hep B. Okay, one hand. And I'd say 99% of the time, mom and dad are negative for having Hep B. Their baby was still required up to recently to get this for Hep B. Their brand newborn baby, like within 24 hours, was getting this for Hep B. Now, why, if mom's negative, dad's negative, if they both had these and their blood tests are showing they have 100% immunity and can't even contract Hep B, why is that newborn given it? It's only called blood to blood contact, which is usually through sexual intercourse or IV drug abuse. Okay. So I'm glad we revamped that right now. And look at this next cute little baby. I'm not opposed to the vitamin K one, but because you know what? Babies, before we gave the vitamin K, most of them were living. Okay. It's to help clotting and bleeding and all that. But look what they're putting in there: benzyl alcohol, polyethylene. The newborns do not need synthetic agents that could be carcinogenic or affect fertility issues in the future. So I'm not necessarily opposed to the vitamin K, it's the additives and the fillers they're putting in there. Now, do you guys remember, I don't know how old you are, the measles parties and the chicken pox parties? This is how they did it when I was younger, right? Now, this might be, I don't know, probably the late 60s, early 70s. They had a measles party because when I was little and one of your cousins had chicken pox, you gathered all the cousins and we had a chicken pox party. And that gave us natural immunity. Then it was one and done. And then forever, for the rest of my life, I still have immunity to the chickenpox without needing this. That's what they used to do with measles before they had these and when these were brand new. And for some of the less deadly infections, we need to consider that again. Now, so I don't know, you guys watch the Brady Bunch? Do you guys ever watch that episode where they didn't sweat about having the measles? They threw all the kids together, they got it, they were a little sick, and then that was it. So now I want to share the good news for you. There's now been an update to the schedule, an update to the childhood schedule of these. American kids are no longer required to have 72 of these. There are brand new recommendations. I'm going to tell you the pros, the cons, the ins, the outs. 11 of the most serious diseases are still covered. Parents can still opt into the others. So the most lethal and the ones that have the most consequences, those diseases are still mandated by the US government. But the ones that have less lethal consequences or are very rare are not required anymore. So the 11 most serious are, but the parents, the others that are not required anymore, these six listed right here, are no longer required for low risk children. Children that are low risk for these six, it is not mandated for them. That includes no more mandate for low risk children for hepatitis B that I was just talking about, hepatitis A, which is usually caught from contaminated food, have to get them for their children. And if they were covered before, they should still be covered by your insurance. So it's now up to the parent's choice. However, a lot of the states have their own mandates, and a state might mandate requirement of that hepatitis B. So that's important to know. All right, moving right along. I wanted to show you, share you a little bit about my story and the reality, because I know right now, as of yesterday, a lot of New York nurses, about 15,000 of them are on strike. And I want you to know, my fellow nurses, especially the New York nurses, my heart goes out to you. I was in full blown heart failure when this pandemic started, ran an ER as the highest practitioner without any physician, without any other NPs or PAs on board, with minimal skeleton crew, triple the amount of patients while I was in heart failure. And how bad that corporate America treats the nurses sometimes. The administrator would go to me at the end of the day, knowing I'm in heart failure and seeing every patient and as quick as I can with minimal staff. The administrator would, at the end of the day, would be like, so how many did you see today? It was all about the numbers. I can only see the number of patients that come in the door and not more. And I saw every single one. So I want you to know, a lot of corporate America is not caring about us nurses at all. How would you like to be in heart failure? See every client that came in the door, and the admin, the only question they have is, so how many clients did you see today? Meaning, how much money did they make? And I want you to know, I worked for a healthcare carrier, the partner to where they bang the CEO. We had lousy health insurance. And I was never sick or out a day. And I asked them 6 months in advance to have a day off for my niece's wedding. And I had all the sick time and holidays coming to me, paid days off, but they told me no because they had no coverage. So I couldn't get off for my niece's wedding 6 months in advance because they told me they wouldn't have coverage. So I want you to know, please, 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 please give some extra love and TOC to your healthcare workers that you know, if they're friends, family, neighbors, if they're a nurse, a medical assistant, a PA, a physician, and then that same facility, healthcare or insurance carrier that I worked for, that was partners where they bang the CEO, they fired all the pregnant nurses so they wouldn't have maternity to pay out. And they fired all the union nurses. So the nurses didn't have a union backing. And then they hired their own ambulance people so that they can keep money. Self-referrings are called kickbacks and they're not allowed. But so I want you to know, we go through a lot. Now, look here at this next slide. 15,000 nurses are on strike in New York. This will affect you somehow. So please know, if you're having a massive emergency or a heart attack, if we can go to the next slide, if you're having a massive emergency or a heart attack, Please try to stay away from these three major New York hospitals, unless you really think you're dying and you need to go to the closest one. By all means, if it's a true emergency, go to the closest one. But if it's not real, time is of the essence, and you had a cough for 2 weeks, please try to stay away from these three, because about 15,000 nurses are striking at these three: Mount Sinai, New York Presbyterian, and Montefiore, as well as all the ambulatory places that these three own, the other campuses. Now, they're looking for better staff ratios, safer staffing, health insurance. They're working for the hospitals and they're fighting that their health insurance doesn't get taken away and reduced. And I want you to know, if you look here at the chart and it says 26 million next to New York Presbyterian, that's how many dollars the CEO of New York Presbyterian made last year. Now, what if they just took $1 million of that and hired more staff? Okay. And Montefiore Medical Center CEO made about $16 million in a year. What happens if they just took 1 million from him and hired more staff or gave better benefits? I think the higher ups, the CEOs, have no liability for patient safetyness, but yet they're raking in all the benefits. My heart goes out to you. I want you to know, New York nurses, I fought for you 3 years ago when your last big strike. Reach out to me how you can be a business partner with myself, because you know what, they promised you better benefits and better safety patient ratios, and there you guys are striking again. So my heart goes out to you. All right, now check out this next photo. This is an example of a nurse taking care of an elderly couple. Now, I was a new nurse in the early 90s, taking care of a lot of elderly people. And I want you to know, when I first started diagnosing diabetes in the early and mid to late 90s, throughout that career, when I was diagnosing diabetics, I would go through the foods of what they should eat and what they should not. And this is what the old food pyramid looked like. And I would tell my newly diagnosed diabetics, hey, listen, instead of cereal for breakfast, have eggs. Instead of pancakes, waffles, bagels, have eggs. It's protein, it's low carb, less. You're doing away with the processed man made carbs, and don't have that glass of orange juice that's pure carbs. And I remember one of my very first diabetics I diagnosed, he goes, but you know what? I was looking at the recommendations by our government and the American Diabetes Association. They were telling to eat cereal for breakfast and wash it down with orange juice. Why? Why not keep somebody sick month after month for those medications and year after year? It is disgusting. So if you look at this old food pyramid, there's lots of bread and pasta at the bottom. That makes people heavier, brings on diabetes, high cholesterol, and so many other issues. Now, look what we did. We turned the pyramid upside down. This is what I've been talking about since the 90s. Now, here is the diet that I recommended for my diabetics and those with high cholesterol. And now, 3 decades later, the rest of society and our government is finally catching up, and the other doctors out there. So I want you to know, listen to me now for what others are going to talk about in 2 to 3 decades from now. This is the food pyramid that I would recommend, where we have tons of meat, fish, fruits and vegetables, and a little bit of the processed man-made grains and breads. Okay, now here you can see in the next slide, you can see the comparison, the old food chart versus the new. Look at that. We took the old food pyramid, we literally flipped it upside down. So basically, you're eating a little bit of the grains and the breads instead of a lot, and a lot of the meat, fish, fruits, and vegetables. If it comes out of the ground or has eyes, it's a million times better for you than a bag, a box, or a can. Plain and simple. All right. Now, oh, I'm already looking at the next one. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so here's an example. Now, this lady right here with me at the flag, congratulations to her. She just won an annual grant that I won last year. And well, a year and change ago, almost 2 years ago now. So I'm happily passing the torch along to the next grant winner, Women Empowering Women. I am all about that. Some are loud and proud like her, and others are more discreet. So I want you to know, the messages I share with you I have full permission. If I show you a picture of one of my clients, I have full permission. If I don't, I put on glasses on them or something like that. So this past week, I've gotten some great success stories from my clients that are able to get pregnant, had safe babies that, even infertility specialists couldn't do, and so many more great success stories. All right, now moving right along, because this is what we're going to talk about, quick fixes. Now, if you guys have a roof leak, right? And you put that bucket under it, right? Especially government building, that's good for now. It's a quick fix, right? We know it's not fixing the problem, it's not giving you the tools. The problem's still getting worse and worse. Then you're going to need a bigger bucket, a mop. You're going to have electrical issues, need mold redemption. And sometimes, well, usually medications are like quick fixes, right? You got a headache, you pop a pain pill. Does that get to the problem? No, right? So then the next time you get a headache, you need another pain pill. Then the headache gets bigger and worse. You need two or three pain pills. So the medicines a lot of times are like that bucket under a roof leak. They are a quick fix for the symptom, but they are good for now and usually never a cure. I was giving a live talk in an auditorium yesterday that held 200 people in New York. And in the audience, I said, hey, anyone here, raise your hand if you've ever taken a medicine that cured you. Not one hand went up out of an auditorium that held 200 people. Never cured them of cancer, diabetes, heart disease. Okay. So they are a quick fix, good for now. And they often create dependencies, side effects, interactions, overdoses, and deaths. These quick fixes are often a leading cause of death in our country. And they're even if you take the prescribed dose, frequency, and duration. A lot of doctors aren't aware of the interactions, the other meds you're on, the over the counters. Now, what about here? In this photo, what if instead of that roof leak, you had the tools to fix the roof leak and the expert to fix the root cause so that you didn't need the buckets, the mop, electrical, and mold, right? And then you had no more roof leaks. If you had the tools and the expert, that could save you tons of time, tons of money, tons of stress, and ulcers that you don't need. I want to be that expert for you and empower you with the tools you need to fix your problem, to identify and attack the true underlying root causes so that you don't need those medicines as quick fixes. And that's why I have our upcoming event for you. That's why I created this live Reclaim Your Life Power Hour that you can do from the comfort of your couch. This is not pre recorded, this is live. You don't have to be in New York. You can do this from the comfort of your office or your home. And I created an option if your funds are tight that you can do the no cost option. So, what you're going to do is mark your calendar for Wednesday, February 11th at 7 p.m. EST. Block that time out so that you do not double book something else. Scan that QR code right now while it's here. But if you can't scan it because you're watching from your phone, just simply go to worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim. All you have to do is drop in your name and your email address, and you will reserve your seat. I am limiting the number of no cost and the number of VIP seats. Now, let me just tell you quick about the VIP option and how this is going to go down. Now, like I said, it's not a 5-day you have or a 3-day challenge or even a 3-hour. I've done those all in the past. I want to give you none of the fluff and all of the gold nuggets condensed to a power hour, right? To save you time, save you money, move your needle forward. So if you don't know if this is for you or not, if you are so energetic, you have no signs, no symptoms, no pain, nothing holding you back, you have great energy, great finances, you take no prescription meds, you don't pop any over the counters, you have no pain, no weird rashes, no autoimmune, no IBS, you think you're going to live to be 200 years old, you don't want to increase your health span, your lifespan, reduce or eliminate your needs or reliance on medication, then fine, don't come. Okay, simple as that. I can't help you. But for the rest of you, if you'd like to have more energy, gain a thicker head of hair, look younger, feel younger, reduce or eliminate your signs, your symptoms, your autoimmune flare ups, or your reliance on prescription medications, this could be a great jumpstart to 2026 at absolutely no cost. What you can do, like I said, mark your calendar, February 11th, 7 p.m. Scan that QR code. Go right now to worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim. Claim your no cost or VIP seat option. If you don't see the VIP option when you register for no cost, it will give you the option as a pop up. Now, let me tell you the difference. The no cost is going to be a good start to get your feet wet, but it's not going to be a lot of time and a lot of information. The VIP experience, you're going to get on the Zoom with me where I can see you, interact with you, get your questions answered in real time. It's going to be a smaller, more intimate group where I see you, I hear you, you drop your questions there. It's going to be fun, interactive. The VIPs are also going to get an extra power hour live on Zoom and a power hour live Q&A on Zoom. VIPs are also going to get the digital and printable workbook with that you can get a good start ahead of time. And the VIPs are a mini private one-on-one confidential consultation with me. Now, the VIP experience gets all of that for $97, but because you're following me on here right now and subscribing to me, my newsletters, that I want to offer you a Save 50 coupon. That coupon code is for right now. Soon it will expire. So there's a no cost option and there's the VIP experience that is normally $97, but if you enter the coupon code SAVE50, all lowercase, before it expires, it will only be $47. So again, the no cost will be 7 to 7:30. Then the VIPs are going to hop on Zoom 7:30 to 8:30 EST time. They're going to get a deeper dive power hour. Then they're going to stay on for a live Q&A session. Then they're also going to get the digital and printable workbook with all the Reclaim Your Life blueprints, worksheets, work notes, and they're going to get a private, confidential, one-on-one consultation with me. For 97 minus the coupon is $47 total, one-time payment only. Now, just to let you know, honestly, it will not change my life if you do this or not. My consultations are $600. So if you didn't do this at $47, I don't think you're ever going to do it when you see the price is $600. So that's the raw reality of it. If money is tight, don't spend the 47, do the no cost. But I highly recommend the VIP. You know what? It's the price you would spend out on a lunch or out on a couple drinks one night or out on a cheap dinner, and less than the cost of out at a show or a concert or anything like that. But this could start to transform your life, that you could be like me. I was where a lot of you are. I was on death's door. I was in heart failure. I was exhausted. I was heavy. I had high sugars, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diagnosed with MS, IBS. I was on all these meds, side effects. And no good. And now I'm back to my ideal weight, sugars, blood pressure, no more heart failure. My hair's thicker. I'm energetic. I'm happier. I take no medications. So I have no dependencies, no side effects, no interactions. And I know I can help you do that, but not on a one-way show like this for 30 minutes. So I encourage you all to take the next step. Like I said, it won't change my life, but it could change yours. I want you to know you are worthy. You are deserving. No matter how busy a lifestyle you have, if you don't take care of yourself, you get ill. You can't take care of your children, your grandbabies, your significant other, and your parents. And we need you to get healthy to do that. And it is not selfish, it is selfless. You deserve 1 hour out of 24 in a day and hundreds in a week and many hundreds in a month. That you are worthy. You are deserving of this 1 hour that could transform your life, to have more energy, come off your meds so you're not constantly going to the doctors, constantly going to the pharmacy. That will save you tons of money from going to the doctor visits, the specialists, the meds that aren't covered. As if you're a business owner, 1 week you're sick or a few days could cost you thousands. So you are worthy, you are deserving to get the tools you need and the expert to empower you to get better, feel better, reduce and often eliminate your signs, symptoms, autoimmune flare ups, and reliance on medications. So that's all I want to say is just once again, if you're just hopping on, mark your calendar for Wednesday, February 11th. Just to let you know, my commitment to myself in 2026 is to do a lot less massive events. This is my only one for the season, my only one for this quarter, my only one for the next 4 months that I'm doing like this. The only free workshop of its kind for at least the next 4 months. So if you miss it, you're going to have to wait till spring or summer. And by then, God knows what's going to happen. You might not even see me on social anymore. So I encourage you to get this while you can at this price point. Again, mark your calendar Wednesday, February 11th at 7 p.m. EST. You must reserve it. I will not just stream it to people that didn't register, even for the no cost one. worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim. Choose the no cost or VIP seat. I hope to see you on the VIP experience. That's all I got to say. Thank you for tuning in, tuning out. Once again, thank you for liking, subscribing, following, commenting, and thank you for the awesome live talk last night where you guys made me feel a rock star. It was an auditorium that held up to 200 of you. You guys let me talk for a good hour. I had a beautiful introduction. You guys asked a lot of great questions. And then you guys stuck around for book signings, photo ops. I love doing those events. Some of you waited outside the building for me to come to ask me more questions and sign more books. I thank you and I appreciate each and every one of you that was able to ask a question, to give you answers, to get a copy of my book, to do photo ops. Please tag me in those photos. I'd love to see them. And that's all I got to say is I hope to see you on the live Reclaim Your Life Power Hour.
Finding the strength deep inside. Shayna Melissa takes us on this ride from suffering to